Tyrus Bane. Welcome to the Definition of Anarchy, y'all. Where today, on June 2nd, 2021, on a Wednesday, I'm going to talk about the Officer Tatum, man. I'm going to talk about Brandon Tatum and how the level of pandering of this guy is off the scales. Come on, man. The level of pandering. You know, I like to call Democrats pandercrats. I'm going to call this particular Republican and Republicans in general panderpublicans, man. Because let me tell y'all something, man. The Officer Tatum likes to holler about how Democrats pander. But this dude right here, I can't even understand what is going on in this dude's brain that makes him want to go out of his way to pander to white conservatives. To go as far as to say that the Tulsa, Oklahoma massacre was a big lie, right? I'm like, okay, I see the title. Tulsa, Oklahoma was a big lie. All right, let me see what he's talking about. Before I wanted to pass judgment, I was like, you know what? Of all people in the world, Brandon Tatum will be the one to say some silly shit like that. But let me see what he's talking about. So he gets into the video, and I'm thinking, okay, he's gonna be in front of his computer. He's gonna have sources. He's gonna show shit. But no, he's like outside walking around, okay, or standing around, sitting around, whatever he's doing, and he's talking about some shit. I thought he was gonna bring some new information. Did he bring new information? No, he did not. He said that a teenage boy was in an elevator with a white woman and raped a white woman, right? Raped a white woman. That's not new information, okay? It was said that this young man raped a white woman, right? Raped a white woman. So, of course, Brandon Tatum, because he has to hold up this, this narrative and this persona that white folks can do no wrong, folks, even back in the fucking 20s, right? The level of idiocy. Let me tell y'all something, man. He did not give us no new information. But of course, he is going to believe the white woman. Of course. Of course. Because back in those days, and all the way up to today, white women never lied about what black men have done to them so that they can get lynched. That never happens. There's never been a pattern of that. So he says that this young man raped the white woman, and he believes her because her clothes was ripped. Like, she couldn't just rip her own clothes, or whatever the case may be. And guess what? Emmett Till actually did sexually harass that white woman that ended up getting him motherfucking lynched. Yeah, that didn't happen either. Emmett Till actually did what that white woman said, even though she came out last year or the year before and said that she admitted to lying about Emmett Till to get him lynched. White women, see, y'all think that white women were like this soft, weak, mousy little women back then. No, they were more conniving than the white men. Let me tell y'all, those white women back in the day, they were more. Listen, they used their white men to attack black people. White women were more racist than white men back then. There are so many accounts. They did so many things to get black men in trouble. Oh, he touched my booty. Oh, he did this. Oh, he did that. Knowing damn well that black men didn't do that. But we're expected to believe that this teenage boy raped a white woman in an elevator. Fully raped her in an elevator where elevators are designed. Well, I don't know back then, but elevators typically don't take longer than 30 seconds to get from one floor to another. Yeah, it was back then. Back in the day, may not have been. Come on, you have time to completely rape a woman in an elevator in broad daylight. You know what I'm saying? Now, well, he according to his account, he stepped on her foot and she screamed and hollered rape. But that never happens. So Tulsa, Oklahoma is a big lie because you believe that he raped that woman. Okay, whatever. So then he goes on to say that the first people to show up were all these black men, right? All these black men to make sure that the boy didn't get lynched. Okay, first of all, what happened to innocent until proven guilty? All right, 1,000 white men showed up to lynch that boy, and 100 black men showed up to protect him. 100 or so. He would never have made it to trial. Never. And so he talks about how a shot rang out. Oh, we don't know who fired the first shot. I'm still waiting on the lie that he's talking about. I'm still waiting on the lie. Which lie are you talking about? Who lied? Point out the lie to me. You say the black men showed up first. Other experts say the white men showed up first. But where's the lie? And then when you're talking about it, you're talking about this rumor, that rumor, I heard, I read, this, that, and the third. Oh, this wasn't proven. That. What are you talking about? Was that clickbait, Brandon Tatum? To say that Tulsa, Oklahoma massacre was a big lie? But when you explain the situation, rumor this, supposedly that, allegedly, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? All right? What are you talking about? You don't know who fired the first shot. Based on the research you've done, which you to me, you're the type of individual to suffer from confirmation bias. To suffer from confirmation bias. So as soon as you find out something that goes along with what you believe, that's going to be it. You're not the type to research further than that to get well-rounded information. You're just going to go with the first account that you feel is the right one. We weren't there. Okay? There was this report, there was that report. A lot of shit happened. What led up to it? How many people showed up? How many people died even? That's still debatable. So I'm not going to sit up here and say there was a lie or there was this, that, and the truth. But the truth was, this is the truth. They burned down an entire city, displaced hundreds of black folks, destroyed an entire town, right? Destroyed an entire town. And you know what he says about that? That the white folks BLM'd Tulsa, Oklahoma. He likened it to BLM. He compared BLM rioting by BLM to what happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma, to minimize the impact of the destruction that was caused by all these white folks. You understand? But here's something that BLM never did. They didn't fucking bomb. They didn't bomb it. Did they fly planes and bomb anything? Is that what did BLM do that? Did BLM fly around and drop bombs on towns? Did they do that? Did they destroy an entire town, crumble the economy of that town, where there were hospitals, churches, all this, that, and the third, churches, movie theaters, grocery stores, all black owned, all black operated. And then, because you found out that a teenage boy was accused or allegedly raped a white woman in an elevator, now you can feel comfortable enough to say they didn't destroy BLM. They didn't destroy Tulsa, Oklahoma, or Greenville because they didn't destroy because white folks didn't want black folks to have nothing. Oh, okay. So that's automatically what you believe. You believe that that's not the case because you found out that a white woman allegedly got raped in an elevator. Oh, it couldn't be because, they wanted any excuse to run up into Black Wall Street and fuck with it. They didn't want just any excuse. Okay? They didn't want that. No, it was just they carpet bombed and slaughtered a bunch of people because a white woman was accusing a little black boy of raping her. No, yeah. Okay. All right, I'll go. Let's roll with that. Not only did that foolish shit come out of his mouth, you know what he said? The white folks just so happened to destroy Black Wall Street. Hey, they just so happened to destroy Black Wall Street because a white woman accused the black boy of raping her. Oh, now it's okay? It's okay to destroy a town because a white woman accused a black boy of raping her? No proof. Right? No due process. No trial. None of that. Oh, they just so happened to burn down an entire fucking town. Yeah, no, it wasn't about them not wanting black folks to have nothing. It was about a woman accusing somebody of raping her. Okay. All right. I mean, I got to tell y'all, man. I would like to say that I wasn't surprised by his take on this, but I really was. I didn't think it would go this far into Panderville. I really didn't. I didn't think that he would go this far into Panderville. I did not. I did not. Even the Hodge twins did a video on it, and they knew that what happened was atrocious, even though they want you to get over it. Oh, well, what reparations? What you need reparations for? Because, they're talking about getting reparations for, of course, Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton. What the fuck? Of course, Joe Biden don't give a fuck about what happened in Tulsa. Of course he doesn't. We know that. We know he's using this to pander. He's a pandercrat. Of course. He's using it to pander to the black community, to have their vote, right? To have their vote. He don't really care about their vote. He just cares about pretending like he cares about their vote, right? That he cares, just so he can give off the illusion that he has all this love for black folks. Of course. Talking about reparations for those people. Let me tell y'all something. Joe Biden is never going to give black folks reparations. Y'all can forget about that. Joe Biden is never going to give your ass no reparations. It ain't gonna happen. He already told a Zoom call full of black folks that he didn't did enough. He did enough for black folks because he said something, because he spoke words about some shit Donald Trump did. I spoke out against Donald Trump's racism. That's enough. Really? Joe Biden don't give a hot damn about your black ass. He don't give a hot damn about your white ass. He don't give a hot damn about your Hispanic ass. He don't give a hot damn about your indigenous ass. All he cares about is not losing his mind with the dementia he has going on. He don't nigga, he's like a freaking 2-year-old right now. Man, hold on. This motherfucker Brandon Tatum, man. Oh, man. But I tell y'all what, Brandon Tatum can't ever fix his mouth to say, yo, that the Democrats be he can't call nobody a panderer anymore. This motherfucker, let me tell you, wow. And I don't usually like to call people names when I'm arguing their ideas. Like when I like to argue, I like to attack people's ideas and the things they say. I like to debate that. I don't like to launch ad hominems, but really it's not an ad hominem, right? If he's an idiot and he's saying some idiotic shit, I'm arguing the idiotic shit he's saying while he's being an idiot. So it's kind of relevant. It's not really an ad hominem. But I don't really like to call people idiots, but goddamn, dude. You know, it's not that he's an idiot. He is such, his tongue is so far up his own ass that he don't, like, the E. coli is something is fucking with his brain. He can't help but pander to these white. I don't even know what to say about it, y'all. Let's see. Let me see what y'all talking about. Marcy T in the building. Lawrence Rittenell was good. Ian Kamal was good. Yeah, of course, white women. White women were lying left and right, but we supposed to believe that this little boy raped a girl, raped a woman in an elevator, because there's time, right? That's what you know what? I'm gonna go to somewhere in a broad daylight and rape a woman in an elevator. That's a good idea. Fuck out of here, man. He is a punk. I'm sorry. I don't usually do that, but my niece, Marcy says my niece is in prison from a white woman lying, tried to pin it on a white guy first. Pure evil. Yeah, it's crazy. She's gay. So of course. Marcy, you're on point. He is a gatekeeper for Uncle Tom. I'm sorry. I don't even like to go there anymore. Because let me tell y'all something. When I was a Hotep two-stepper, I was racist in the motherfucker, man. And somebody like Brandon Tatum, I'd have been calling him coons and Uncle Toms and Sambos all day and night. I try to, I'm really not on that no more. What's up, Xander? Biden is racist from way back. Good morning. Loco one was good. What's that? Where Brent? Brent said something? What did he say? What did he say? I don't see it. I don't vote either. Who was that who said that? Said every vote is a vote for us. A banker, one of them banksters. Give me control of a nation's money, and I care not who makes his laws. I always tell people whether it be Republican or Democrats, both wings belong to the same sick bird. Exactly. Robert Lynn Schultz. How is Trump racist? Who said that Trump was racist? I would say Biden is more racist than Trump. I would say that. I don't think Trump is racist. I don't think I ever said that. Rockefeller, exactly. And he wants white approval so much he would discredit the historical take. I mean, come on. And then his thing is, 78 people confirmed dead, or 68 people. They said 300. It's estimated. Again, if you estimate something, right? I'm still trying to figure out where the lie came from. What lie is he talking about? Because they estimated that maybe 100, from as little as 55 to as many as 300. Estimation. You can't lie with an estimate. It's an estimate, right? It's an estimate. Do you know what that means, Brandon Tatum? Estimate. There's no lying. When you give someone an estimate or a quote, right? When you know what I'm saying? Like if I go do a side job and they want me to swap out all, put in like 5 or 6 ceiling fans with lights, right? And I tell them, because I charge $60 an hour to do side jobs, by the way. But you know, my clients don't know that. But if a ceiling fan takes about an hour, but you have to include material and all the other stuff. Anyway, if I tell them, okay, 5 lights, I'll charge $60 for those 5 lights, so that's $300. I said, my estimate, right, is $300 estimate. But when I go to do the ceiling fans, I go in to touch the wire and mess with the wire, and the insulation crumbles, and then the wire breaks off. Now we got a problem. Now I have to re-pull wire from the switch to the light fixture to the ceiling fan. That's gonna cost them extra. So if I tell them, oh, you know what, your wire broke, I gotta replace the wire. I gotta run new wire from the switch to the ceiling fan. Now it's gonna cost you $350. I didn't lie to them, right? I didn't lie. When I told them 300, I didn't lie. It was an estimate. It was a quote. If something happens, if I think all I'm doing is replacing the ceiling fan, boom, or I take a light fixture down, splice or terminate the wires onto the ceiling fan, put it up there. If that's all I'm doing, $60. But like I said, if something breaks, or if, you know what I'm saying, something that I couldn't foresee going on in the ceiling, it's going to cost you more money. It's an estimate. I didn't lie to you. It was an estimate. You can't hold me to that. So where is the lie? Where's the lie at? Can't confirm whether he raped her or not. Can't confirm for sure whether the white folks showed up first or the black folks showed up first. Can't confirm whether or not it was 55 people died, 300. They were all estimates. All these things, you know what I'm saying? Except for the only thing that we know for sure is they destroyed an entire fucking city. Owned and operated by black folks. Went as far as bombing the shit out of it. That's what we know for sure. Was that a lie? Is that where's the lie at? We gotta be real with ourselves, man. What time is it? Let's see. Xander says Brandy is laying up with Karen. So regardless of what lies Karen made up to get black people's life taken from them in the past, he wants to deliriously chase white cooch as if they had never mattered. Man, you never know what's going on with them people. People like him. Brent, the Brick House, says, I'm from New York and Trump is very racist, but so is Biden. Oh, yeah. You know what? The Central Park 5. I heard about his issue with that. Donald Trump is probably very racist. I don't know. I don't have any experiences. A lot of people are fucking racist, man. A lot of people are racist, or what you would consider racist. From, people say a lot of crazy shit about people of other races, man. A lot of people have prejudices. A lot of people, they base what they think of certain people of color or even white folks based on stereotypes. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, be real about your shit, man. Be real about it. Just like I told you guys, I was racist. But now, because I understand who the real enemy is and how they operate, I understand that there are people of white people, black people, Hispanic, Italian, Jewish, all these type of people that operate in the system, or the system uses to oppress everyone. Everyone is under a level of oppression in this country, just by the way that this system operates. Black, white, if you're not part of the elite class, you're being oppressed. So I mean, it just is what it is. Now, are some people, is there a disparity in the level of oppression? Yes, there is. Yes, there is. Just because we know for a fact that black folks and white folks commit the same level of crimes. Yeah, they do. Except the difference is black folks are more likely to be, they get harsher punishments, harsher sentences for the same crimes as white folks. That's a fact. That's a fact. I went over it in one of my presentations a couple years ago. You know what I'm saying? The shit is out there. White folks, they don't get punished as much. They don't get stopped as much for doing the same shit. So when we say, black folks do there's 17% of the population and do the crime, it's only because white folks are less likely to even be caught, be under suspicion by the police, simply because they're white. What else could it be for? If there's such a huge disparity in how certain people are punished under the law, under the same laws, what else could it be for? If somebody like that fucking clown shoe, college swimmer, raped a 6-year-old, can't use the R word, assaulted that 6-year-old by a dumpster, and the judge says, oh, well, I don't want you to I don't want to ruin your life. So yeah, I'll just give you 6 months probation. I mean, come on. Come on. But a black man that would do the same crime, his ass is sitting up under the jail for a long ass time. Not saying he shouldn't. As a matter of fact, y'all know how I feel about rapists, child sex predators, and whatnot. We don't need to pay for these motherfuckers' housing. We just put a bullet in. Listen, y'all know where I'm at with it. Y'all know what needs to be done to these people. But of course, the justice system, they have, since we operate in the rely on the justice system, it is what it is. We know everybody, all under the system, the proletariat, is oppressed by this system. So once you come to the realization that we need to stop worrying about this race, that race, when we're all on the same level, essentially, we should be looking at who's really fucking around with us. And then after we do that, because as long as we're fighting amongst each other, they're going to get what they want. This is what they want. This is why they sow division. This is why they perpetuate division, so that they can continue to do the things they want to do, which is obtain and control all the resources, traffic, and have their way with our children. And that's it. That's all they want. And organs, they want all the organs so they can live to be 130 years old, right? These are the things they want. They want everlasting life, access to our children, and all the resources. This is how they operate. This is how they think. This is what they want. They don't give a fuck about what your color is. They don't care about what color the constituency and the people are. They don't really care about that. But they understand that if you care about it, then you're more distracted. And this is why I don't like people like the Officer Tatum having such reach, because he perpetuates division. He sows division, perpetuates it. Even though he's always talking about stop race baiting. All you're doing is race baiting. Why you got to bring race in everything? But the first chance he gets, he does the same shit. He is part of the problem. If you really don't care about race, like you say you don't, then why are you buying into all the division? Why are you falling for the okie doke every time they put the okie doke out there? When George Floyd died, it shouldn't have been about a white man killing a black man. It should have been about a man killing another man with impunity whilst in cold blood. Black, white, Hispanic, orange, purple. It shouldn't have mattered. The fact is, Derek Chauvin murdered a man, another man who was subdued, who wasn't like he was not presenting any level of threat. But you kept your knee on his neck for 9 minutes. That's what it should be about. But of course, the media is going to bring up race. BLM is going to bring up race. Officer Tatum is going to bring up race. All these people are going to bring race into it when we should be focusing on, look, the cops shouldn't be able to do this. The cops shouldn't be able to do this, do that. But as long as we keep it about race, people like Brandon Tatum will say they'll never hold the police accountable. Because all they'll want to say is, oh, you shouldn't have did this. You shouldn't have did that. Oh, you shouldn't have woke up this morning. Oh, you shouldn't have been born. That's, you know what I'm saying? Oh, he robbed somebody 10 years ago. 10 years ago. That's why he deserved to die today. Even though he served his time for it. And he should have been handled right then and there. See, that's what's wrong with the society. If you would take a gun and point it at a woman, whether she was pregnant or not, I don't know if he knew she was pregnant. He should have been handled right there and then, or afterward. Okay. Now that's something that you really have to contemplate. Like, do you want to, if somebody's robbing somebody at gunpoint, do they deserve to die? Those are things that you have to come up with. You know that they have to suffer some form of punishment. You just have to figure out what that is. But in the moment, if in the moment he couldn't be handled, because you don't know what he was going to do. You don't know what he was going to do with that gun in the moment. But obviously, she survived. She lived. I don't know the circumstances surrounding it. I don't know if he was caught in the act or whatever. But she survived. And if she survived because he didn't intend to kill her, then okay, here's your punishment. You served your time. You handled your punishment. You re-enter society. And that doesn't give a cop a right to kill you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so this whole thing about what he did, oh, you have a criminal background and you encounter the police. Well, if you die, then oh well. And if you don't melt into the officer's arms and do what they want immediately and all that shit, you deserve to die. It's clown shoe mentality. Let me see what y'all talking about real quick. All right. Robert Lynn Schultz says, I get that folks think Trump is racist, but I never hear a reason for that. He has received awards from black community represented by, come on, Jesse Jackson. He's not the arbiter of, Jesse Jackson does not represent black folks. I'm going to tell you that right now. Yeah. No, even more important than green, Brent, more importantly, it's the power. They don't care about the green. If they have the power, the green means nothing. They have the resources, right? They have the power, they have the resources. And it's not really necessarily them that have the power. It's the bankers that have the power because they control the resources. They control the credit in this country as of 1913? The Federal Reserve Act. If you can print money out of nowhere, you know, fiat currency, it is not really relevant. What's relevant is the power. You want the power, the people with the most resources and the means to defend it and the means to go out and get more through offensives, those are the ones who have the power. And they can just print, they can just say, oh, they can print money. They can turn pebbles into money. Let's see. May AM says it's the intersectional issue, class and race. It's an issue of, the issue is these motherfuckers want all the power and they want you to be subservient. That's the issue. That at the end of the day, it's about power and control. Local One said, just happened upon it on YouTube one day and researching myself from there. What are you talking about, Local One? You said something back here? Always tell people where they'll be. Okay. What are you talking about, Local One? What did you, May AM says, because our country's world's honestly history of using race to define class, it's not possible to separate the two. I do agree, though, the media tries to agitate. Because of our country's world's, yeah. Yes. But even throughout history, there were classes among races, among individual races, like white folks. You know, there were levels to that, right? You know, whoever was in power, their culture, right? You had multiple cultures in Europe. You had multiple regions. You had the Irish, you had the British, you had you know, all those, you know, all them damn countries in Europe, the Slavics and all them people, and the Vikings and all those people. Like, even among them, there were people who were considered to be less than, right? Just like, but when you bring it together with other races, right? So let's say the Irish and the Italians were lower class to like the British and those types. But when you lump them together with black folks, of course they're going to be placed higher than the black folks, because they know that they can manipulate their own race more in order to control what they consider to be the lesser race. So there's always going to be that. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Irish were indentured servants over here, okay? But they weren't getting, I guess, fair wages, or they weren't getting fair treatment. So they started to rebel. Well, guess what? You know, the British, they lifted them up a little bit, made them overseers of the slaves, gave them a little bit of power, and they were happy with that. Because at one point, the Irish were rebelling with the black folks. And also understand this. They want to tell you black folks sold blah, 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 and the slavery, blah, blah, blah bullshit. But what happened was the initial set of slaves that came over here came over as indentured servants themselves. There was an agreement between the African leaders and the European leaders that when they came over here, they were sharing the spoils. And so, of course, you got to send labor. So they'd send black folks as indentured servants over here. And then when they got here, they said, nah, motherfucker, you're not an indentured servant, you're a slave. That's what happened. Because if that was the case, why, and this is my thing. They want to talk about why wasn't Africa enslaved? Why wasn't most of Africa enslaved? Because they needed to have the advantage over the people they wanted to enslave. They wanted to have the advantage. They wanted to have overwhelming force. They couldn't get that until they got over here to the United States. So, you know, come on. That's the reality of what happened. That's the history I choose to believe. You know, there's multiple accounts of history. That's the one I choose to believe. That's the one that makes more sense to me. Let's see. I got to get out of here, y'all. And Billy the Goat Graham don't either. Caste system, yeah. Elitism. Ma'am, I agree. It's about power and control. The resources are concentrated in a minority at the top of the social hierarchy. Exactly. Those who are subservient have substantially less. Exactly. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck about your poor white ass. They don't give a fuck about your poor black ass. But if both of you guys decide to rise up against him, guess what? They will turn to the poor white motherfucker and convince them to turn against the poor black motherfucker. That's how it works. That's how they get it cracking. Anyway, it's brilliant if you think about it. It's stupid how we keep falling for it. Anyway, like, share, subscribe. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section and in the chat. I'll holler at y'all later. I got another video coming up, more like a highlight in another channel, even though she don't really need it because she's much bigger than me. But anyway, holla at y'all later. Like, share, subscribe, and let's keep marching forward toward freedom.